Good day, everyone. It might interest you to know that I am a baker. I'm actually a baker. I bake birthday cakes, anniversary cakes, wedding cakes, or something as strange as a dog's birthday cake, an annulment cake, or a funeral cake. I even get cake inquiries about the celebration of a vasectomy. However, it's a skill that I am very much proud of. As a future technical vocational teacher, I totally agree with what Bewaji in 2013 has said, that knowledge is not enough, skill is king. Technical vocational education holds the key to training the entrepreneurial and skilled workforce essential for the evolving technology. Still, the lack of awareness and understanding about Tibet, as well as the stigma on it, is deeply rooted in the Philippine culture. So ladies and gentlemen, presenting our study, Perception on Technical Vocational Education Training of Technical Education and Skills Development Authority students of in Binyan City, Laguna, Philippines. I am Karen Leslie De Silva, together with my co-authors, Mr. Freddy John Caluno, Ms. Jennifer Gallego, Mr. Michael Gico, and Ms. Arjun Protasio from Trimex Colleges, Philippines. Now, I'll just give you a better insight about our location. Here is the aerial map of Binyan City, where our school is located. And it's just a stone throw away from the San Isidro Labrador Church, famous for its church bells, and then the old municipal building, which was built sometime in the 1700s, and now houses cultural and historical relics. Then we also have the Don Alberto's house, where our very own national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, resided during his school days, and as well as his monument, believed to be one of the oldest in Laguna, after Rizal Park in the city of Manila. Alright, so actually it's a little bit connected with the first presenter, since the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority is all about the development of the skills for those who were not able to get a college education. So while the ALS is more on the elementary and high school students, this one is for those who were not able to finish higher education. So it's more commonly known as TESDA, and it is the lead agency in Tibet in the Philippines. It is mandated to deliver pertinent, accessible, high quality, and effective skills development of Filipino mid-level manpower, responsive to and in accordance with the Philippine development goals and priorities. Well, TESDA serves as the accrediting institution mandated by the Philippine government to monitor the implementation of technical vocational education curriculum. It's given by institutions approved by TESDA. Technical vocational education prepares students for trades and skills development that serves as an option to minimize the unemployment rate. It serves as another alternative learning system and prepares the students for trades and skills development, again, to minimize the unemployment rate. So expectations on technical vocational education training varies from student to student, and perceptions on Tibet can affect the expectations from and status of technical vocational education. So in our study, we aim to determine if the perception of TESDA students on technical vocational education and training in terms of access and equity, assessment and certification, employability, skills enhancement, and teaching competencies of TVET teachers have met expectations. We also aspired to compare the perception of TESDA students on technical vocational education training across profile variables. Alright, so the 5 dimensions, these are the 5 dimensions of TESDA, and it's the main focus of our study. Perception is unique to each person as it begins a 3-step process of selection, organization, and interpretation. And then also our study is anchored on the process model of service quality of Boulding and Calera, as they conceptualized that each of the dimensions, service quality is a cumulative construct. They argued that a person's expectations can change the way he or she perceives reality, and that even if the students experienced an identical training course, the perception would be different because of the differences on the expectations. Alright, so for the sampling design, the participants of this study were selected via a randomized sample from a population of 1,744 students enrolled in a TESDA training center in Binian City. The population was then stratified according to certification levels, which eventually ended up with 329 participants of the study. The main instrument of the study was researcher-made. We used a 4-point response scale, which centered on the 5 dimensions of the technical vocational education. The reliability of the instrument was tested for its internal consistency using Cronbach alpha. The alpha coefficients range from 0.895 to 0.916, which indicated good to excellent reliability of the instrument. Data gathering then proceeded as the survey was administered to the selected participants of the study. Then the collected data was subjected to statistical analysis using the SPSS version 25, and statistical inferences was performed using t-test and ANOVA where appropriate. So after gathering all of the information from our participants, we were able to determine that the perception of students and access and equity of TVET was very high. Non-certificate level students indicated a significantly higher perception compared to certification level 1 and 2 students. Perception of assessment and certification of TVET was very high. Certification level 1 students indicated a significantly higher perception compared to certification level 2 students. Female students also indicated a significantly higher perception than male students. In addition, perception of students on employability of TVET graduates was very high. Non-certificate level students indicated a significantly higher perception compared to certification level 1 students. Also, perception of students on teaching competencies of TVET was very high. Non-certificate level students indicated a higher perception compared to certification level 2 students. And lastly, perception of students on skills enhancement of TVET students was very high. Non-certificate level students indicated a significantly higher perception compared to certification levels 1 and 2 students. So the findings agree on the study of Wakefield and Blodgett in 1999 when they found out that perceptions differ due to the differences of the physical environment of the service settings. Furthermore, the findings also support the hypothesis of Lean et al. In 2011 that perception differs between males and females. So we therefore conclude that the expectations of the students of technical vocational education training have been met based on the perceptions that were relatively high, as indicated by the strong agreement by the students. Age is not indicative of how the students perceive technical vocational education training. And also, the students enrolled in lower certification levels have a higher perception of technical vocational education training compared to students enrolled in higher certification levels. And lastly, female students have a higher perception of assessment and certification of merit. So, from the findings, we could recommend that there should be a continuing study and monitoring of the performance of the graduates of the finishing courses to further improve its curriculum on the effectiveness of the training centers involved in the program. And that technical vocational education shall participate in the modeling and implementation of the TVET specialization in grade 11 and 12 through curriculum development and training infrastructures, as well as an actual training delivery. Alright, so that would be all. Thank you so much. I would like to take this opportunity, yes? Do you have any questions? Sorry. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the organizers. Your efforts were never put to waste. As you can see, all the delegates have all well done their parts. As we continue to watch, as we continue to watch the different studies presented today. Thank you so much, everyone, and mabuhay. Would you like to ask any other questions, suggestions? Yes? All right, then. That's all. Thank you.